My brother's son threw my birthday cake on the floor and shouted, "Eat it off the ground." I stayed silent. That night Mom texted, "We're cutting off all contact. Stay away for good." My brother liked the message. I responded, taking my name off all loans tomorrow. By midnight, the group chat flooded, 53 missed calls. "My name is Alex, I'm 33. The older brother, a long-haul truck driver who knows every diner off. I 80 by the smell of the fryer. I sleep in a cab more than I sleep in a bed. I keep a thermos of black coffee, a paper atlas in the glove box, and a tiny notebook where I write miles, fuel, and little reminders like call tire place in Omaha. In my family, I'm the mover, the fixer, the one with big shoulders. That sounds flattering until you realize it means mule. Mom says I was born serious. Dad used to brag that I could back a trailer into a space the size of a shoebox. My little brother Ethan is the opposite. Flashy, loud, allergic to boring. He makes messes and tells stories about the messes like they're adventures. People laugh. Mom says that's our golden boy. I'm the background. If a table needs to be carried, I carry it. If a bill needs a name, it's mine. This year, my birthday landed on a Saturday between runs. I had a 34-hour reset, so Mom insisted, "You can rest here, honey," which meant I'd be driving out to the suburbs instead of napping in the sleeper. I didn't argue. I brought a store cake because things are tight and Ethan forgot his wallet. I also brought paper plates because I always bring the thing that everyone forgets. Inside the house, it smelled like lemon cleaner and roast chicken. A plastic tablecloth with balloons was taped to the dining table. Ethan arrived late wearing sunglasses indoors, carrying nothing, and started a story about networking at a bar. His son Max, 5, ran around in socks with dinosaurs. I bought those socks last Christmas. He loves them. We did the song, I blew out the candles, I cut slices, I handed plates. The last piece had my name in blue frosting. I held it out for Max. "Happy birthday, buddy," I said. He looked at Ethan for a cue. Ethan smirked. Max took the plate in both hands, turned it over like a pancake and dropped the cake. Spatter. Frosting on the tile on my boot on the dog's ear. Max giggled. Ethan laughed harder. "Eat it off the ground," Max said, bright and proud like he'd nailed the line. I didn't say a word. I stared at the mess. Mom gasped and then did the tiny laugh she does when she doesn't want conflict. Dad grunted something that meant nothing. Ethan shrugged. "Relax, he's joking. It wasn't the cake, it was the permission." It was the look in Ethan's eyes. Testing, daring, the same look I've seen when he asks for a tiny favor that turns into a monthly payment. I grabbed a roll of paper towels from the counter, knelt, and cleaned the floor. The dog tried to help. I wiped my boot. I stood up, rinsed my hands, and said, "It's fine." "See," Ethan told Max. Uncle Alex doesn't mind. Everyone moved on. Chicken, potatoes, nothing. Conversation, but something in my head clicked like a ratchet. Tight one notch closer. When I put my jacket on to leave, Max waved. "Bye, Uncle." "Sorry," his eyes were big. "He's 5, he only repeats what he hears." "It's fine," I said again and felt the word taste like metal. I drove back to the city with sugar drying on my boot. I parked the rig at the yard, climbed the ladder to the cab, and sat on the edge of the bunk. I looked at my hands. They were steady. The cab was quiet. It smelled like diesel, old coffee, and the pine tree air freshener I keep, because it reminds me of the only place I ever rested as a kid. The truck with Dad, engine ticking, windows cracked. That night after I showered at the terminal and microwaved noodles in the lounge. I didn't know that Mom would text a sentence so formal it sounded like a letter from HR. I didn't know Ethan would tap a heart next to it, like a stamp. I didn't know my reply would light the family group chat like a blown transformer. I only knew the floor was clean, and I was tired of being the mop. People always want the ending. They want the screenshot, the big line, the explosion, but it's never one explosion. It's years of small leaks. I started driving at 21, local runs at first. By 25, I was doing long hauls. Me, a sleeper cab, miles clicking like a metronome. The money is not movie money, but it's steady. You get good at making numbers line up. Fuel per DM. Motel sometimes, repairs, tires. Grown-up stuff, boring stuff. My favorite kind, Ethan hated boring. He bounced between projects, a smoothie truck, a t-shirt brand, a crypto thing that ate his rent. Mom called them ventures. Dad called them rough patches. I called them my problem. The minute anyone said, "Your credit is better." First, it was his car, no down payment. Bad history, dealer needed a cosigner. Mom called me while I was outside a warehouse in Des Moines at 6 o'clock. Just sign. She said he'll pay. I was 26, half asleep, standing in a neon vest, holding a styrofoam cup. I signed. Ethan missed the second payment. The bank called me. I paid it so mine wouldn't get hit. Then it was a business card just for gas and supplies. Ethan said, "I'll manage it." He didn't. Late fees stacked like pallets. I didn't see the statements until they were read and loud. Mom cried, "We'll make it right." Nothing got made right. I called and got my name removed. Couldn't. It was a joint. I closed it to new charges and started paying it down while he kept saying he was between deposits. Then Dad's knee went bad. The hospital wanted a deposit. Time sensitive. I don't regret that one. I wired the cash. Dad cried. "You saved me, son." But years later, when I bring up any debt, someone always says, "After everything we did for you." And I want to ask what everything was besides groceries and school and yelling at me to mow the lawn. By 30, my name was welded to 3 things. Ethan's car loan, refinanced once to lower his payment that I still ended up covering. A store card he opened in my face because they had a deal. He charged a TV for the living room. We'll both use it at Mom's house where I don't live in a line of credit for inventory when the t-shirts were about to pop. The shirts never popped. The line did. Meanwhile, I drove nights, storms, mountain grades. I learned to nap in parking lots between reefer alarms. I learned which truck stops had decent showers and which ones smelled like wet socks. I skipped birthdays and holidays because freight doesn't care about holidays. When I did show up, I brought meat from a good place and a cake, and I fixed Mom's squeaky door, and I changed a bulb, and I let Ethan talk over me. We replayed the same scene. I provide. He performs. Mom beams at brightness. Every ask came with a pretty bow. It's just temporary. You're the only one we trust. You know we do it for you. The bow came off when I said no. I didn't say no often. Whenever I tried, Mom put a hand on her chest like the idea broke her rib. "Family helps family," she'd say, which always meant me pushing the cart uphill while Ethan skated behind, hanging on to the handle. The year before the cake, Ethan's smoothie truck 2.0 needed a permit. He forgot a fee. Late penalties hit. He called at 10:08 a.m. While I was parked outside a warehouse in Bakersfield with the reefer purring and a clock ticking toward hours of service limits. "Bro, I need $1,200 by morning or they cancel the spot. I'll pay you Friday." "I don't have service Friday," I said. "I'm in Wyoming. Just put it on the card. I'll handle it." The card was joint. There was no "I'll handle it." There was me hearing the future in his voice. I sent it. Friday came and went. The next Friday came and went. The penalty showed up anyway because he'd already been late before he called me. Max was born during that mess. I held him in the hospital while Ethan made a video for Instagram. "Welcome to the world, little king." He panned the camera to me and said, "This is the guy who will teach you to change a tire." I smiled and kept it in. I wanted to say, "This is the guy who pays for the tires you pop." As Max grew, so did Ethan's bills. He loved gear, new stroller, top of the line, then a gaming chair, then a phone for business. He'd slip and say, "Put it on our card." Like my name wasn't welded to his impulse. I'd protest. He'd sulk. Mom would call, "Please, Alex. Your brother is trying. You know how he is. I know exactly how he is." He knows how he is, too. He's a man who treats trying like currency and expects change. There were small humiliations. Ethan joking at dinner about Alex and his little spreadsheets. Mom giggling. He likes to keep lists. The time Ethan borrowed my GPS because phone signals are for peasants and returned it sticky with soda. The time he used my fuel card at a gas station because I left my wallet, which triggered a fraud alert during a run, and had me on the phone with dispatch at 3 a.m., explaining why my fuel showed up in a town I wasn't in. I started writing down every ask with dates. April 4th, $250 for permit late fee. May 19th, $480 inventory emergency. June 2nd, $90 can't get Max's meds till Friday. June 30th, $310. I sent the message. Promised to Venmo that night. He didn't. Numbers don't feel, but mine started carrying weight like bricks. On the road, you notice small signs. A vibration before a tire blows, a faint smell before a belt breaks. Family has signs too, little hints of breakdowns coming. The cake wasn't the breakdown. It was a warning siren. We all heard it. Kept eating chicken like nothing was burning. That night, parked at the yard, my phone buzzed at 9:47 p.m. Mom's text hit like a formal notice. "We've chosen to sever all contact. Stay away forever." No context, no build-up, just a verdict. I saw the fingerprints. Ethan writes with drama. Mom echoes him. A second later, Ethan liked the message. A red heart next to forever. Cute. I typed a reply, deleted it. Typed another, erased it. Paced the dim lounge by a broken popcorn machine. The words that stuck weren't a threat. They were a plan I'd been building quietly for months. Too scared to say out loud. Removing my name from every loan tomorrow. I sent it. Set the phone face down, made instant coffee, didn't flip the phone when it started buzzing. Watched the clock tick toward midnight as the screen glowed like a beacon I ignored. At 12:54 a.m. Curiosity won. I checked. The group chat was chaos, 53 missed calls, same numbers over and over. Answer from Mom, what does that mean? From Dad, Ethan, you can't. Then you won't. Then you better not. A voice memo I didn't play. I put the phone down. The cab hummed. I drew the curtain. Slept like someone lifted a pallet off my chest. Banks smell like paper and stale coffee. I walked in at 8:59 a.m. with my folder, built on truck stop breaks with printouts, contract numbers, policies I'd studied. While waiting for docs, I asked for a specialist. Carla sat me down. How can I help? She asked. I need to remove my name wherever policy allows, I said. Co-signer, guarantor, joint accounts, I know the rules, I'm here to follow them. She nodded. We'll go one by one. Car loan. I could request removal, but Ethan would need to qualify a loan or find a new co-signer. Line of credit. I could revoke my guarantee with written notice, triggering a review and freezing increases. Joint store card. I could close it to new charges and set a payoff plan. I initialed. Signed. Carla stamped. Each stamp clicked like a door locking. My phone vibrated nonstop. I let it. Carla slid me copies. You're doing the right thing, she said, her voice steady like an old bridge that's seen floods. I left the bank and drove to my parents' house, knowing the drama would be waiting, parked on the street. Mom's car, Dad's truck, Ethan's hatchback with a parking ticket under the wiper. Mom opened the door before I knocked. Inside, the living room was quiet, TV off for once. Dad sat tense. Ethan paced, phone in hand like a weapon. Explain yourself, Mom said. I followed policy, I said. I'm removing myself from situations I never should have been in. Ethan laughed. Over a cake, you're soft. It's not about the cake, I said, and I'm not soft. I'm done, Dad tried reason. Son, be practical. If I step away, Ethan's credit is his, I said. Like mine is mine. Mom's eyes narrowed. We raised you better than this. You raised me to work, I said. I do. You raised me to fix, I did. You made that my job title. Ethan pointed at me. You loved it, being the hero. No, I said. I loved quiet. Helping was the only way to get it. He stepped closer. Undo it. No, he tried the old line. Max will suffer. I looked at him. Your son will learn from what you do, not what I pay. Silence stretched. You could hear the clock, the fridge, a car passing outside. Mom went for the kill. If you walk away, don't come back. I took a breath. My voice stayed steady, like backing a trailer in the rain. You told me last night to stay away forever. That was emotion, I said. You knew what I meant, she snapped. I know what you wrote, I said. I believed you. Ethan held up his phone like a mirror. You think anyone's gonna clap for you? Wow, Alex said no for once. You'll come crawling back when you need us. I don't need your approval, I said. I needed my name back. The moment felt like a road leveling after a long climb. I faced my family, Ethan, Mom, Dad, hands loose, voice steady. This isn't revenge, I said. It's closure. No more costing, no emergency transfers, no joint accounts. If you add me to something, I'll dispute it. If you call about a bill at 1 a.m., I won't answer. Mom called me heartless. I'm tired, I said, and done. She warned I wouldn't be welcome back. I put on my boots. You told me to stay away forever. I'm listening. The first week was paperwork and quiet. I changed passwords, checked my credit report, circled the damage, and made calls during 30-minute breaks. I faxed forms at truck stops, endured bad hold music. Store cards were the worst. I kept driving. Freight doesn't wait for feelings. Mom texted daily. You're wrong, then apologize. Then Max cried for you with a photo of his truck drawing. Ethan sent threats, jokes, a 2 a.m. voice memo I didn't play. Dad called once, voice rough. I get it, don't let it go too far. I didn't reply, work changed. My cab felt bigger. I cleaned it, made my bed tight, ate better, eggs at sunrise, a decent salad. I slept over 5 hours. My logbook looked clean. In Cheyenne, I talked gear ratios with an old trucker at a diner. It felt human, no strings. The bank called, joint account closed, line of credit revoked, car loan due in 30 days. I thanked them, meaning it. Mom sent a wolf pack metaphor. Family doesn't leave family in the snow. I replied, love doesn't require debt. I won't carry yours. Silence followed. Ethan showed up, buzzing my apartment. I kept the chain on. Open up, he said. We can talk like this, I said. He mocked my boundaries, begged for one last cossin. No, I said. Get a cheaper car, take the bus. He called me small and left. Dad texted, proud of you, don't tell your mom. I sent a thumbs up. Ethan forwarded repo notices demanding I fix it. I didn't. He sent a photo of Max with "I miss you" on paper. It hurt, but I said in my cab, "Your dad can fix this." On a reset, I sat by a lake, no phone, just ducks and peace. I wrote a list: tires, dental, a day trip. Normal things. Mom sent articles about forgiveness. I didn't click. Dad's two-word texts, "You good?" I replied, "Good." Ethan's car loan deadline passed. He sent a skull emoji, then nothing. I bought Max dinosaur socks, saved for when he's older, when I can tell him, "I stopped carrying your dad's consequences, but I never stopped loving you." Closure wasn't a speech or a slammed door. It was forms, stamps, saying no, and silence that wasn't punishment. I drive my rig, my name on the manifest. My phone's quieter, my sleep longer. I wrote in my notebook, "My money, name, and time are mine." No is a sentence. Boundaries aren't walls, they're doors with locks. I'll open them when family stops using me. This isn't revenge. It's a trucker parking a load that wasn't his. My name is Alex. I'm 33. I drive, eat cake with black coffee, and watch the sun rise over a calm highway.